As always, thank you for listening to the Shawn1113 podcast show. I am your host, Shawn1113. On whatever platform you may be listening to, thank you so much for listening. If you love this content, and I mean love this content, please hit a 5-star rating and share this podcast wherever you may be, anywhere and everywhere in the world. And R.I.P. Charlie Kirk. That's all I'm going to say about that. And we have a lot of sports for you. There's plenty of sports to choose from. We're going to start with college football. The week that was, um, Notre Dame pretty much is out of the CPF playoffs, in my opinion. Even if it won out the rest over Texas A&M, a big win for Texas A&M in that regard. Um, and Notre Dame, if they don't make the playoffs, it's probably because of that mixed extra point, basically. That's what it came down to. Tennessee, Georgia. Tennessee, look, for all intents and purposes, Tennessee had right where Georgia won them finally in Knoxville and just couldn't get it. Tennessee just couldn't get it. So I feel bad for Tennessee fans out there. But speaking of Tennessee, Vanderbilt beating South Carolina was not expecting that. Other college games, in my opinion, um, neither does my Miami Hurricanes. I thought it was going to be a closer game against South Florida, and it wasn't even close there. And two firings already in college football. Virginia Tech um, coach got fired. I mean, and because Old Dominion, where I'm from, is from the Hampton Roads, Virginia area, and Old Dominion beating Virginia Tech the way they did in Blacksburg. Wow, I did not expect that at all. And UCA losing, they fired their coach. I wonder if excuse me, I wonder if Nika's regretting decision ever flat out quitting Tennessee and going to UCLA. I wonder if Nick was having second thoughts about that. Pretty much everything else was standard, pretty much standard blowouts and all the other stuff along with it. But week 4 college football coming up pretty soon, so I'm looking forward to it. A lot of good games this week, a lot of intriguing games as time goes on. Now, of course, before we get to the NFL, I want to talk about boxing a little bit. Um, Canelo and Crawford was a pretty good fight, but it was dominant. Terrence Crawford was dominant in that fight, but in the United decision, that was the right decision there. And like I said, Crawford and Olsen Usyk are pound for pound the best boxers in the world. Prove me wrong, disagree, put in the comment section if you think anybody else other than Crawford and Usyk should be up there. I mean, those two stand alone, to be honest with you. So Crawford and Usyk are probably the two best boxers in boxing right now, in my opinion. You got somebody else to add? Let me know. If you disagree, let me know as well. Either way. Um, of course, of course, a reminder: NBA and NHL coming soon. Golf. I almost forgot about this last week. The Ryder Cup golf coming up. USA versus Europe. It can go either way. At Best Page Black, of course, in New York. So there will be something for golf fans there. Meanwhile, English Premier League soccer. Liverpool keeps winning. Arsenal keeps winning. Tottenham actually keeps winning, so they're surprising me. Manchester City look like they're almost back on track, beating the man and 3-0 score in the Manchester Derby over United. Thank you, thank you. Manchester Derby. I mean, hopefully Man City gets back in the winning tracks right now, but we'll see what happens in the English Premier League as time goes on. Now let's go to the National Football League. A lot of games there. Giants choke against the Cowboys. I mean, probably the most notable game of them all. Tampa Bay winning against Houston, finally away against Houston with 6 seconds to go. Um, Chargers keep dominating the AFC West outside of, well, the Rams. The Rams won, and a whole Miami, well, my Dolphins just gave the game away. Just basically gave that game away against the Patriots. Congratulations to the Patriots. What else can I tell you? And like I said, your favorite. I mean, Chicago. I don't know what's going on with Chicago. Detroit back to their winning ways. Pittsburgh's defense is something not right. Seattle just took advantage of any turnovers there, so a lot of action there as usual. Of course, football is back, so I can't complain too much about it. I really can't. Now let's go to the Major League Baseball standings. Right now in the American League East, as I'm updating this right now, in the American League East, Blue Jays have a 5-game lead. They're almost at this point. Look, if they don't collapse, and they've been 7-3, they'll win the East pretty convincingly. The Red Sox and Yankees are probably go for the wild card spot. May play in the wild card. Yeah, I don't know. Tigers, American League Central. Um, Cleveland's getting hot at the right time right now, playing for a wild card spot as well. Tigers should be able to and have a 6.5 game league. Tigers should be able to wrap up the division pretty soon. It's about 22, 23 games left. AL West, Mariners, Astros. I think they're a shoe in. Rangers are certainly not out of it, but 3.5. Mariners about half a game, and they're playing probably better baseball right now any time of the year. National League. I'm not. I'm kind of shocked that Phillies haven't clinched the AL East yet. Over the Mets about 12.5. It's not even close. So it's Milwaukee and Chicago. They're pretty much at least in the wild card discussion. We're just waiting for Brewers to win the NL Central, and then the Cubs clinch the wild card spot. Then you have the NL West Dodgers and Padres, 2-game separate. Everybody else just lagging behind. Maybe playing for a wild card. Maybe playing for a wild card spot. Is Arizona? I don't see the Giants. I don't see the Giants unless they make it spurt. Get a win streak going. But the way it looks at it, if I look at it in the National League, Phillies, Brewers, Dodgers, Padres, and Cubs pretty much are shooing for the playoffs. Everybody else, I'm not so sure. If you're 77, 78 games, you might be in pretty decent shape to get that final wild card spot. In the American League, I see Blue Jays, Yankees, and Red Sox in. Tigers, maybe, and Mariners and Astros. Maybe Cleveland might make if they continue to win, might be able to sneak in, or the Rangers as well. They're not out of it by any means, but we'll see what happens in Major League Baseball. Now for the college football and NFL picks. Pick 6, week 4. Here we go. Tulane and Ole Miss picking Ole Miss. South Carolina and Missouri picking Missouri. Auburn and Oklahoma picking Oklahoma. Illinois and Indiana, it's a 50-50 game. I'm picking Illinois. Texas Tech and Utah, so it's that game. So it's Texas Tech and Utah, actually. I'm picking Texas Tech. And then Florida and Miami, picking Miami, Florida. Now, Shawn Steele's NFL picks week 3, 2025, 2026. Start with a Thursday night game, Miami and Buffalo, picking Buffalo. Cincinnati and Minnesota, picking Minnesota. Houston and Jacksonville, picking Houston. Indianapolis and Tennessee, picking Indianapolis and Indianapolis. They have been pretty much a surprise of the season so far. Las Vegas and Washington, picking Washington. The LA Rams and Philadelphia, picking Philadelphia. Atlanta and Carolina, picking Atlanta. Pittsburgh and New England, picking Pittsburgh. Green Bay and Cleveland, picking Green Bay. New York Jets and Tampa Bay, picking Tampa Bay. Denver and the LA Chargers, picking Denver this time. New Orleans and Seattle, picking Seattle. Arizona, so Probably the surprise, even the bigger surprise is Arizona 2-0 against San Francisco 2-0. I'm picking the 49ers, even without Brock Purdy. Dallas and Chicago. I'm gonna actually pick Chicago in this one. Kansas City and the New York Giants Sunday Night Football. I'm picking Kansas City. They can't be 3-0. I mean, come on. The Giants are not the best team. Are not exactly the best team in the NFL, unless you want to watch Malik Neighbors catch touchdown passes. Excuse me, and that's pretty much it. And then the Monday night game, Detroit and Baltimore, a pretty good one matchup there. But I'm picking Baltimore in that one. And with that, that is the Shawn1113 podcast show for September 16th, 2025. Again, this will be shared exclusively now on Twitter or on X now. X. So check that out. If you're on the X, like I said, everything's going to be in the description. All the links are going to be in the description, and all the games I just picked is going to be in the description as well. So scroll down for that. So with that, thank you for listening. Please stay encouraged no matter what and live your life as normal as possible in our normal world. Thank you for listening to the Shawn1113 podcast show. God bless you.